Good morning and welcome back. Today is not going to be the traditional opening day. There will be no endless speeches, and I know that disappoints you, but there'll be no endless speeches, no presentation of facts, figures, percentages, or graphs. That was not supposed to get an applause. Some folks believe that public education is failing. Clearly, these people have not been in the classrooms of Willoughby East Lake City Schools. There are amazing things happening every day. We have made remarkable progress district-wide on so many fronts, instruction being a main one. Facilities, student opportunities, security, and the list goes on and on and on. Today is a celebration of all that we have accomplished and a rallying cry for where we are headed. I would be remiss if I didn't thank a few people. Without the support of our school board, this would not be possible. I'd like to take a moment and introduce our school board, our president, Connie New Year. Our Vice President, Sharon Scott, Margaret Warner, Rena Perchensky, and Amy Zurin. You can clearly see there's an upgrade in technology, so I don't think our screen's going to fall down this year. And none of that would have been possible without the financial support of then Design Architecture. Chris Smith, thank you so much for being our corporate sponsor this morning. I personally want to thank Mr. Rob Stolman and his son, Sam Stolman. Some of you know Sam, a graduate of South High School, for their creativity, endless hours, and helping us put this program together this morning. I also want to thank, as you can see, there are multiple students and multiple presenters today for giving their time. And again, our presenters, our student presenters, have practiced all summer long in preparation for this morning. So thank you very much. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce our Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Chuck Murphy. Chuck Murphy.
Tiptoe through the window, by the window, that is where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Oh, tiptoe from the garden, by the garden, along the large tree, and tiptoe through the tulips with me.
Today,
Oh, God.
Chuck, you
Why
and
does
I
he
need to make
insist
sure that
on having
we
these
are
meetings
above
on Mondays?
one
I'm
issue,
so
we
tired.
make that a priority when
Oh,
we get
no.
together,
He's talking to me.
this afternoon.
I better start listening.
Very helpful. Eileen, what do you have
I
going on
really
today?
need to be by the pool, catching some rays. Oh, and even practicing my newfound hobby, the ukulele.
Today we're working on North Coast. We're working on what technology we're going to bring over from downtown, the tech center.
You mean like the projectors and those things?
Oh, look at that beautiful, bright sunshine. My garden has got to be growing. You know what? I bet those radishes are about ready to go.
I make a little room and she climbs on up. Open up a throttle and stir a little dust. Just look at her face, she ain't a fooling me. She thinks my tractor's sexy, it really turns her on. She's always staring at me while I'm chugging along.
Start on their opening day. Thank you. Mr. Nedlick, what's happening?
Today I have a few meetings, one late in the morning and another one
Oh,
early afternoon.
is that
And,
ear hair growing out of Nedlick? Oh my
so
God.
we have some issues that-
Why does his wife let him go out looking like that?
So maybe we might be able
I can't believe Thompson's wearing a purple shirt.
to.
He's a Marine. I thought Marines were tough. I don't know how tough you can look in a purple shirt.
But I'll get you after lunch, so that's perfect.
Okay.
Okay? Everybody set for the day? Good to go? All right, thank you.
Coming
very
in,
much.
appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Sure, sure. So, I know you're interested in becoming an assistant principal. I guess my first question is, why?
Well, that's a very good question. I'm actually
Oh my
very
gosh,
excited to
why
go
in the
into
world does
administration.
Samber
The
want to go into
big thing is I'm
administration?
looking for a bigger
What is
challenge
he
in
getting
my
himself
educational
into?
career right now.
He's not going to have any
I think
time to
that,
exercise
going
and
into
stay fit like that.
administration really, pushed
Actually,
me to-
speaking of which,
to where-
I probably
where I
better
need to
start
go.
doing some
And I think I could
exercising
be a
myself.
great facilitator for the teachers. And I think we can go from there to figure out the best way to make her child feel comfortable in school and be productive.
That's fine.
All right, thank you very much for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I just want to go through some things.
Okay.
First, in terms of that, I'm going to insert all the language that we agreed on. I really like
into
Steve
the
Johnson,
book,
but
and then,
my goodness,
when
why
we're
did he
done
have
here,
to
we can
make an
an
appointment
we'll put it up
15
on the
minutes
big
before
board.
lunchtime?
Yeah, I would like to.
I'm
and
starving.
Just to save some money for the district.
Did my time, took my chances. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
Hey, Christy, how are
Good,
you?
how are you?
Good.
You want your usual today?
Well, I did just walk about 12 miles, so sure.
Okay.
Why
I have
not?
it all ready for you.
Oh, outstanding.
How's those look?
Oh, as good as always.
Awesome. You want me to tape it up for you?
Sure. Otherwise, I'll probably have it on the walk home.
Can't do that.
No, all right.
There you go, you're all set.
See you tomorrow.
All right, have a good one.
You too,
Enjoy
thanks.
your walk.
Thank you.
Wow, I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. So good, so good. I got you. Wow, I feel nice. A sugar and spice. I feel.
Automatically at class 2. Do you have a problem with that? I think that might work out well for the district.
Well, I think the idea has some merit, but let me ask you this. Oh, it's the first day of school. I have to get to South.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on.
ground control to Major Tom. 7, 6, commencing countdown, engines on. 3, 2, check ignition, and may God's love be with you.
Well, when most people think midlife crisis, they think red sports car. I went the road less traveled, scooter. There's nothing like it, I gotta tell you. Riding with that wind in your hair, well, there's a lot of wind, okay? First of all, welcome back. I hope you had a restful, relaxing, and very well-deserved vacation. And I have to tell you, I'm a realist. I understand. It's not easy to come back. I get it, believe me. But I'm going to have to tell you, this is going to be a fantastic year, and it all starts with everything that was planned for this morning. I met with new teachers the other day, and I told them exactly this. I told them, make sure the first day of school is something to remember. Give them a reason to come back, and that's what we're hoping to do today for you. Give you a morning to remember and a reason to get excited about this school year. So when you look around and you see all these lights and speakers and screens and sounds, just know we put this all here to help you get off to a great start and kind of start the year off with a bang. So today is a celebration. It's a celebration of so many things that are right with our school and our school district, and there's no better place to start than with our fabulous students. So let's start by hearing it for that fabulous band who played as we were coming in. The band and the ensemble that you'll hear is made up of students from North and South, and they have been working so hard all the way back to June to get ready to perform for you today. And today is also about recognizing some of our staff. And believe me, we wish we could recognize all of you in a very personal way, but we're gonna definitely highlight some staff today that you help choose to be recognized. And you know, these are staff, like many of you, that go beyond the call of duty each and every day. Whether it's building relationships, making a difference in someone's life, or providing outstanding customer service, they are going the extra degree, and they are 212. So today, we've got two ways of recognizing staff. One is for the awards that we all voted on in May. And so if you get called for one of those awards, please come up, stage left. I just learned what stage left was this morning. And we will present you with an award. But we also did something different this year as well, and that is we have shout-outs for staff. And so if we call your name out for a shout-out, and believe me, it'll be unmistakable if you get a shout-out from what's going to happen here today, then we would just like you to stand and be recognized, but you don't need to come up. So we have about 10 or 12 shout-outs for today and 6 awards. So sit back and enjoy the celebration. Now, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce to you our keynote speaker for today's festivities. As a North High graduate, Eric Johnson went on to Denison University, where he graduated summa cum laude and received his Bachelor of Arts degree, and then went on to Duke University, where he earned his law degree. Eric is a partner at Walter Haverfield, where he focuses his practice on labor and employment law and school law. Ohio's Super Lawyers has consistently recognized Eric as a rising star in his field, an honor going to only 2.5% of eligible attorneys. Likewise, inside business name Eric, one of the area's young legal leaders, and Cranes Cleveland business included Eric in its 40 under 40 class of 2009. Eric founded the firm's education department in 2006 and guided its development for the past 10 years. In 2014 and 15, his efforts were rewarded with the Walter Haverfield and was named Tier 1 firm in Cleveland for its educational law practice by U.S. News Best Lawyers, Best Law Firms. Eric continues to give back to his community through a variety of nonprofit organizations. He has mentored students in Cleveland Municipal School District, taught junior achievement, coached youth sports, and has served on several nonprofit boards. Eric enjoys spending as much time as possible with his wife and 3 children, ages 11, 8, and 5. Okay, he's pretty busy. And even though the majority of that time is spent trying to keep them off electronic devices and fighting the losing battle of converting them to be Browns fans. Please welcome Eric Johnson.
So the rumors are not true. I did not tear my Achilles in a horrific Pokemon Go accident. It was actually trying to keep up with Chuck's workout routine. By the way, this is crazy. I do want to say thank you. This is actually a little bit terrifying, but I've also, being a product of the system, if I screw up, it's on you guys. Thank you, Chuck, for the introduction. Steve, the Board of Education, and those involved in planning this event. This is crazy. This is great. Thank you to my fellow presenters, who you'll hear from. Much more accomplished, much more esteemed than I am, but I was the only one who fit in Chuck's sidecar. And it really is an honor to be in front of you today. Is there anybody out there who was a teacher of mine? Anybody? Okay, I was going to pass on my apologies at the outset, but I'm safe now. So, I've been given a very unique opportunity and honor to unveil the new message. The new message that is going to pop up right there. See that? It was like WWE. Be a champion. So We Matter is going to be replaced with Be a Champion. And what does that mean? Definition of champion. Everybody goes to the first definition of champion, right? Although being from Cleveland for 50 years, I'm not sure we understood what that really meant, but now we do. We're back. But that definition, a winner of first prize or first place in a competition. Okay. All right, we get that one. And that one can be very powerful. I mean, you saw what it did to bring together over 1 million people downtown. Very powerful. Folks of all walks of life coming together almost without incident. Very powerful when there's a championship. But the second definition, the other definition of champion, is one that a lot of folks overlook, but it's one that you guys live every day. That definition, a warrior, a fighter, a militant advocate or defender, one that does battle for another's rights. Everybody in this room is a champion. Regardless of your position, you have the opportunity to be a champion. There's a great quote, and whenever I need a good quote, I go to snowboarders. I'd suggest it. There's a snowboarder, Mark Morris. I'm going to make sure that I appropriately credit people so I don't get accused of plagiarism after the fact. There's a champion in all of us. It's how you choose to find it. And that really hit home with me because, my dad was, and some of you know him and know how crazy he is. My dad worked for Dandy Potato Chips for 30 years. And sometimes he would be self-deprecating about being a chip guy. But he was one of the hardest working people I've ever met. Never complained a day in his life. And he said, look, I didn't plan on being a chip guy, but I'm going to be the best damn chip guy I can be. And, when you talk about what it means to be a champion, I don't know if it gets any better than that, to be honest with you. And when you say, what kind of example could I set for a kid, I don't know if it gets any better than that. And that's one of the reasons that I'm here today in front of you guys. Now, the other reason that I'm here in front of you because of you. You and those that came before you were the champions of my cause. You provided the model of what it meant to be a champion. And I'm successful in championing the rights. That's a tough one to say, by the way. Try using championing as a verb. I'm successful in advocating the rights of others because of the model that you all set. And I was lucky. I had 2 champions from birth, my mom and my dad. They found, when I was 4 and a half, they found the smallest house in Willowick, one that they could afford, and they got us into the Willoughby Eastlake schools, my sister and me at that point. It's still what I call home. They're still in Willowick. They knew that getting into Willoughby Eastlake schools would set me up and set my sister up to be the best that we could. And they worked hard. My mom works at Lake West still. She has for over 30 years. Dad finally retired and is driving all of us crazy. But they worked hard to do that and to get us into Willoughby Eastlake schools. And they were the champions of our initial dreams, and then they handed it off to you. And so we were lucky. We had the champion handoff, if you will. But there are some children who they don't have those initial champions. They don't have the first champions, the first teachers. And they're going to look to you to be the champion, to be their first champion, perhaps their only champion. But all it takes is one. All it takes is one champion for a kid. And I hope you understand the lasting impact of you being a champion for a kid. There are very few moments that you remember in life. There's your births, certainly of your children, weddings, even if you try to forget them. Just kidding. I forgot that this is going live too, so I'm probably going to get that later. Yeah. So this is the joy of having an 11-year-old, right? I told him, we talked about what we were doing today, and he says to me, oh man, it's going to be on social media? I said, yeah. He goes, well, don't screw up, because if you do, you're going viral. Thanks, champ. And then you have those critical moments during school. I mean, this is when, the critical formative moments. And so I learned a lot of lessons from my champions in school. Mrs. Poular, my kindergarten teacher. Anybody know Mrs. Poular? I literally cried for the first half of the year. Literally, every day cried for the first half of the year. So lessons in fortitude. Every day we'd go through the same routine. It was like Groundhog Day for those of you who know the movie. You kindergarten teachers, God bless you. Honestly, I've got one 5-year-old and she drives me insane. Love her to death, but how you do it, especially those at Royal View, I gotta do my shout outs, right? Hey, there we are. Lessons in self-discipline. I was paddled in 2nd grade. Mrs. Hayes. Oh, wait till you see the list. My rap sheet is quite extensive. Keep your kids engaged is my lesson. Not only was I paddled in 2nd grade, I was paddled while my mom was volunteering that day. Yes. But that wasn't it. I was paddled in 5th grade, Mr. Ingram. Yeah, hits a little harder than Mrs. Hayes. Yep. The air pocket coming through. I refer to that incident only as Glittergate to this day. Suspended in 7th grade, suspended in 11th grade. You're probably thinking, what in the world were they thinking putting this guy up there? Lessons on tough choices. Champions do not have to give in to students. You don't have to always say, oh, well, if that's what the student wants. I had that tough choice that Mrs. Elkin gave me in 7th grade when she said, you're either going to read the note that you just passed to the class or you're going to eat it. I had a little extra fiber that day. There was not a choice to be made, downed it immediately. There was no way that was getting read. And then there's lessons in humility. So in high school, still to this day, one of my favorites, Mrs. Johnson, no relation. Otherwise, I'm sure she would have asked for me not to be in her class. Mrs. Johnson told me I would fail out of college. And you know what? She was right. I would have, had I not done some of the things that she said. But that's something that stuck with me to this day. And every moment that you have, there's a trigger with a kid that may be one of these moments that shapes them forever. So many lessons that I had. I mean, I can't go through them all, obviously. But some of the teachers that I had, Mrs. Kaminsky, Mrs. Willis, who headed up the Zenith program when being a nerd wasn't yet cool. Mrs. Dent, who you learned, she had these great blue blockers. And so you learned very quickly that you could never know where her eyes were. Mrs. Hildebrand, who was an absolute icon, loved her. Mrs. Hostetter, who I was partial to because she liked to hear on me. Mrs. Galvin, Mr. Strumble, Mr. McMullen. I mean, I could go on through the whole program. But I want you to also take with you that champions create champions. And so there's the old sports adage of once you get a championship, then you know, New England Patriots. But I'm still focused on the second definition. And so as you're a champion, you are creating other champions. And Steve mentioned earlier that you need to understand that you have been successful. And don't take it from me. Take it from the list of folks that I know that I either graduated with or around the same time. Your efforts have led to doctors, surgeons, police officers, firefighters, military personnel, civic leaders. One of my own children goes to a pediatric endocrinologist that came out of this system. And she's championing for, she's championing for my son because of you championing for her. You've molded labor leaders, business leaders in all industries and sizes, entrepreneurs, scientists, musicians, artists. You even have a UFC champion. And perhaps even more remarkable than that, my sister's now the VP of a university. And our family still marvels at how you were able to pull that one off. And yes, even the less reputable professions like lawyers. So the most important thing that you do is continue to inspire. And you continue to, like a starfish almost, regenerate your own circle of champions. The champions that were students here and who have come back to teach here or who have come back to work here. One of my best friends, Matt Blair, growing up, Kevin Boyd. I saw Guy Trinetti. How many people here were products of the system? This is one of those lights times, right? Look at all the hands in this. It's unbelievable. And is there a more compelling testament to the impact that each of you have than those who choose the same profession and on top of that return here to do it? I don't think so. And so I started with a number of thank yous, and I'll end with a thank you. I haven't thanked you all yet. I thank you personally. I thank you on behalf of those kids who have crossed your path in the prior years. And I thank you for each of the kids who now yet don't appreciate what you do for them on a daily basis. I'm going to leave you with a quote from Rita Pearson, an educator who taught for over 40 years, who stated, "Every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection, and insists that they become the best that they possibly can be." So as you leave here, and as you start your year, be a champion. Thank you very much. Now, more importantly, I've been asked to present the Lifetime Champion Award. The Lifetime Achievement Award, or Lifetime Champion Award, is awarded to a staff member who has been a consummate professional for 20 years or more in the Willoughby Eastlake schools. They shortened it here. The word consummate means showing a high degree of skill and flair, complete or perfect. The recipient of the 2016 Lifetime Achievement Award fits this definition to a T. The following words and phrases flooded this recipient's nominations: 212, above and beyond, extra mile, always there, true professional, role model, supportive. The award recipient stands out as a leader in the building and is involved in many of the building's programs and initiatives. She develops strong personal relationships with both staff and students, and is often referred to as the go-to person for anything anyone needs. The recipient's lessons are well-planned, both engaging and challenging for students. Students are pushed beyond their limits and still smiling. Every lesson, every detail, every student, and every program gets this person's 100% effort every day. The award recipient has been a member of the Willoughby Eastlake team for 32 years and is truly deserving of this award. Please join me in congratulating Gail Tomeyer as Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh my God, I don't even know what to say. I didn't see this coming, and I appreciate it so much, but I'm going to tell you, I'm a part of a team. I'm just a small part of a team, and we all work so hard every day together, and that's how it works. It's not about me. It's about all of us working together and going in there every day and doing what we think will help
and we'll get kids where they need to go. And like I said, I'm just a part of I'm a small part of a very big team, and that's all of us. Thank you so much.
I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high I touched the clouds. Whoa, I stretched my hands up to the sky, we danced with monsters through the night. I'm never gonna look back, whoa, I'm never gonna give it up. No, please don't wake me now. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. I'm never gonna look back, whoa, I'm never gonna give it up, no, please don't wake me now. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. I hear it calling outside my window. I feel it in my soul. The stars were burning so. The stars were out to This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. Everything's looking up, everybody up now. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life.
Shout out to Peggy Teskey. Although she was officially the halftime instructor, PJ spends countless hours at the NCI East Lake in the afternoon, helping seniors prepare for their state board exams. She demonstrated 212 by dedicating her time and her talent to the benefit of the students and put them first.
Shout out to Gina Brown and all summer school staff. Shout out to Gina Brown and all summer school staff. They have done an amazing job as evidenced by their tweets, incorporating project-based learning and hands-on creative learning into all aspects of summer instruction.
Salute!
David E. Anderson is a lifelong resident of Lake County. He graduated from Willoughby South High School in 1970 and attended Cleveland State University. Prior to being elected mayor, his experience included 20 years in sales, sales management, and business management productions. He was elected mayor of Willoughby in November of 1991. His key interests are in the area of strategic planning, fiscal management, and economic development. During his tenure, Willoughby has received awards from the Cleveland Restoration Society and the American Institute of Architects for efforts in historic downtown Willoughby. The city was also given the Business-Friendly Community designation by the Greater Cleveland Growth Association and was named Business of the Year for the Willoughby South Area of Commerce. Mayor Anderson was honored to receive the CEO Business Leader Award of the Year from the WACC. The city has also won the Award of Distinction from the State Auditor's Office for 7 consecutive years in a row, an award for fiscal management just given to about 5% of government agencies. Mayor Anderson has been active in numerous civic and governmental organizations. He has served on the board of Leadership Lake County, the United Way, and the Northeast Public Ohio Energy Council, along with the Lakeland Foundation Board. Currently, he is board chairman of the Lake County Narcotics Agency. Mayor Anderson and his wife, Donna, have 2 kids and 5 grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Mayor David Anderson.
Thank you, Lauren. Hasn't this been a wonderful program so far? I got to tell you, the musical talent in this school system just blows me away. It really does. We were asked to share kind of a personal story or a memory, and I thought back to not when I was here, but I thought to 20 years ago, when South High School was going through the process of being awarded a National Blue Ribbon School of Distinction. And at that time, the evaluation committee came in for a couple of days, and Principal Glenn Karoff asked if I would spend some time with them and tell them a little bit about the city and the relationship between the city and the school system. And one of the things that I did is I took them over to the Willoughby Library, to the Willoughby Historical Society's room, and I had a couple of the Willoughby Historical Society people talk to them. But while I was there, I looked around the room, and I saw these yearbooks on the shelf. And they're yearbooks going back years through Willoughby Union High School and clear up to the present. And I went to the shelves and I picked 3 yearbooks off, 1945, 1970, 1993. And I opened them up on the table, and I called the committee over. And I pointed a picture at 1945. I said, "That's my dad. And that's me. And these are my 2 boys." And I said, "That's the kind of city we are. That's the kind of school system this is. This is a school system with generations of proud alumni." And what I can tell you is that I'm very proud to be an alumni of Willoughby East Lake Schools, very proud of the job that all of you do. And I'm also very proud to tell you that a 4th generation of Andersons, my grandkids, are coming through this system right now. Well, I'm pleased to present the Innovation Champion Award, defined as someone who has taken a risk and tried something completely out of the box that has made a positive difference. And this year, the 2016 Most Innovative Award is being presented to a district educator who took a risk, tried something completely out of the box, and made a difference in the lives of Willoughby East Lake students. After spending 16 years in a traditional high school classroom setting, he took a leap of faith, and he left his department chair and his AP classes to join a first-year initiative in the district to help at-risk middle school students embrace hands-on learning, to try to help these students love school again, to model appropriate behaviors, to teach and expose these students to the life skills that his father taught him, including metalworking, welding, auto mechanics, woods, community service, healthy eating, and exercise, just to name a few. He is truly a jack of all trades, although this humble man will tell you that he just knows a little about a lot. As a result, his students started enjoying school again, went from averaging 20-plus days absent the year prior to 2 days absent last year. Went from overall GPAs in the 1.5 range to GPAs in the 3.2 range. Went from video game addicts to enjoying nature hikes. Our award winner lived through the roller coaster of emotions during this past year as his students experienced highs and lows, but he never faltered in his drive to help mold them into future successes. Despite mental exhaustion from trying to counsel these middle school students and physical exhaustion from daily CrossFit, martial arts, hiking, or running exercises, he did not miss one day of school in the 2015-2016 school year. He refused to be yet another man who walked away. Committed, determined, relentless, family-oriented, caring, hardworking, talented. These are just a few of the adjectives to describe the 2016 Most Innovative Award winner, Success Academy's lead teacher, Mr. Bill Keneally.
I really wasn't prepared to come up here. I probably would have dressed better, but we're in the shop now. I don't know, I'd just like to thank you. About a year ago, Miss Elsing came up to me and she said, we're thinking about starting this new program for kids that, you know, maybe aren't doing well in school, and I think you'd be perfect for it. And I thought about it. And I was blessed because I'm teaching the best kids at North High School. They all get straight A's. And they complain if they get a B or C. So now I'd be going to the opposite end of the spectrum. These kids, most of them are not doing well in school. I guess you could say failing in terms of grades. And I was like, why do I want to do that? And I did it. And a lot of people think I was crazy. I've been told I'm crazy. But that's what I do. My whole mantra when I teach is challenge and support. That's what we do. And I think it's not popular anymore to challenge kids because of just the way society is and what we got to do. You know, we're blamed for a lot of things, and we're in a society where we try to make things easier. And if I can just give you any advice, you got to challenge every day, even though it's unpopular. But we have to remember to support them. But some days you're going to challenge more than support, and that's what I did as an AP teacher. I challenged them as much as I could, and they hated me at times, but then in the end they maybe liked me, maybe. This year, my biggest thing, and I didn't have this epiphany till this summer, was I went from challenging every day to supporting more every day. So that's what I have to do with these kids. I support them a ton, so then I can challenge them, and it's just flopped. So keep challenging, and I could not have done this without the support of my family every day. I couldn't have done it without the support of you guys. I'd like to give a shout out to Dave Diemert, Natalie Beller, Joe Bozick. I'm probably forgetting a ton of people, but those people were like, hang in there. Don't give up. Can come back if you want, but I'm not. And I would not be here, and I would not have not missed a day of school if it wasn't for my administrator, Deanna Elsing. So thank you.
Here come on flat tire, we come grooving up slowly. He's got juju eyeball, he's one holy roller. He's got hair down to his knees. Got to be a joker, he's just too hard to please. Yeah. He went on shoe shine, he's got toe jam football. He's one monkey finger, he shoot Coca-Cola. He say, I know you and you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now over me. P-Bag production, he's got walrus gumbo. He's one oh no sideboard. He's one spinal cracker. He's got fear down all his knees. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now over me. He roller coaster, he's got early warning, he's got muddy water, he's one mojo filter. He say 1 and 1 is 3. Got to be good looking, he's just too hard to see. Come together right now over me.
Shout out to Mary Pat Fagan, Mary Cope, Kyle Bizjak, and Cindy Parker for donating a ton of their time to run the drama club and talent show at Grant Elementary. They did an amazing job.
Shout out to Steve Milizzato, who's a South High School science teacher, cross country, and a track coach, who volunteers his time to help lead a running club at Success Academy. He also donates his free period time to help train a small group of at-risk students and gets out of his way to help each of them to get appropriate running shoes.
Salute!
It is my honor to introduce my friend, Lake County Commissioner Kevin Malachek. After graduating from Willoughby South in 1997, Kevin earned a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and History, as well as a Master of Arts in Government, Applied Politics from American University in Washington, D.C. Kevin has served in a variety of capacities in the governmental, business, nonprofit, and political spheres in Northeastern Ohio. As Commissioner, Kevin has concentrated on economic development and showcasing Lake County. Prior to taking office, Kevin was the president and CEO of the Mentor Area Chamber of Commerce and served as a councilman and council president for the city of Willoughby Hills. Kevin was appointed by the Lake County Commissioners to the Lake Tram Board of Trustees and served as president of the board starting in 2010. until his assumption of the post of Lake County Commissioner in January 2015. Prior to his appointment at the Chamber, Kevin was the director of the nationally ranked part-time MBA program at the Weatherhead School of Management at Case Western Reserve University. Politically, Kevin serves as the secretary of the Lake County Democratic Party, having previously served as one of the several vice chairmen of the party, second vice president of the Ohio Young Democrats, and president of the Lake Geauga Young Democrats. In 2008, 2012, and 2016, party members elected him as a delegate of the Democratic National Convention. And in 2012, he was honored to serve as a member of the Electoral College as the elector from Ohio's 14th Congressional District. Kevin has lectured at the University of Akron, Mount Union College, and currently holds an adjunct lecturer position at the American University in Washington, D.C. Professionally, Kevin has served on national panels at the Graduate Management Admissions Council, the Performance Institute on Governmental Measurements of Performance, and has given presentations to numerous high schools and community college classrooms on management and the importance of participation in the democratic process. Kevin was honored with the Crain's Cleveland Business 20 in Their 20s Award, recognizing up-and-coming professionals in the greater Cleveland area in 2009, and was awarded America's University Rising Star Award for the Young Alumni in 2010. Kevin is married to Dr. Nora Colburn, MD, MPH, a specialist in infectious diseases with ID Consultants in Beechwood, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, Commissioner Kevin Malachek.
Thank you, Tyler. I'm sure that's not the last time we're going to see Tyler Lord on the stage in some capacity, for those of you that know him. But I'm very glad they didn't call me up here today to sing. At American University, I had the great fortune to have Carl Sagan's lab assistant, Richard Berenson, as a professor. And in turn, Dr. Berenson had the great fortune to participate in the selection of Kristen McAuliffe, the world's first teacher in space we lost tragically in the Challenger disaster. Dr. Berenson once told us of a poignant conversation that he had with Mrs. McAuliffe about why she chose to become a teacher. She had said to the group, "I touch the future, I teach. You all touch the future because you teach. You not only touch the future, you shape the future." I can point to classroom after classroom up and down the halls of Willoughby South High School, of Willoughby Middle School, of Washington Elementary School, to the lessons I learned from champions like Cal Iman, from Richard Mealy, from John Wampum, from Gail Lowe, and numerous others. Lessons that were important academically, yes, of course, like the legislative process and the Pythagorean theorem and reading the Diary of Anne Frank. But lessons even more important were the lessons of professionalism, of courtesy, of respect, of having insight and empathy into the lives of your fellow women and men. It is the impact and memory of those lessons that took me from Willoughby to Washington and back, to developing policies and initiatives that I hope will help those fellow women and men, to serving my community that gave me so much in any way that I can. Your classrooms are the crucibles of our future. It is an awesome responsibility to live up to, and no matter how tired you are, how frustrated you may be, how difficult it may feel, I can assure you, we all speaking here today can assure you, keep going. You are making that impact. You will never know the moment of your inspiration that is going to make the difference of a lifetime. That difference that sends Tyler Lord to Broadway, that difference that sends Dave Anderson to the mayor's office in Willoughby, that difference that has sent me to phenomenal life experiences that I've had. We are all living proof of your lasting impact as champions. I am honored today to recognize someone that has epitomized that spirit, the relationship builder champion, someone who has had a dramatic, positive effect on someone's life. Sir Isaac Newton has been quoted as saying, we build too many walls and not enough bridges. The recipient of this year's Best Relationship Building Award is definitely a bridge builder. Whether they are helping build connections among students socially, or understanding among students educationally, or working to assist others with incorporating standards and technology, this teacher builds relationships. Over the last 30 years, this educator has worked on cultivating partnerships with students, families, and building colleagues. Now, as Willoughby Eastlake grows as a learning community, this person has started building relationships with other educators, other schools, and even other districts. This person gives without asking for anything in return, which in turn helps build relationships of mutual trust and mutual success. When you have a partnership where you want others to succeed, you succeed. That is what this educator brings to school every day. Whether needed for a quick question, a brainstorming session, or a major meeting to discuss future plans and action, the recipient of this award brings passion, dedication, and a willingness to go the extra mile so others can feel success. I am happy to present the award for Best Relationship Builder for 2015-2016 to Mrs. Rachel Legursky.
I'm going to start by saying I don't think I've had enough coffee to do this yet, but I want to say thank you to everybody. I am so lucky. I don't know if you know that I started out working in the Cleveland School District for many years, and my children went to Willoughby Eastlake schools, Longfellow, Edison, and Washington. And when I saw what they were being exposed to, I knew I had to be a part of that, so I left my job there, and I was lucky enough, and I do mean lucky, to be hired at Willoughby Eastlake, and lucky enough to work with wonderful people at Washington and Edison and now School of Innovation. And every day I think I just get luckier and luckier, and I just want to thank you.
Hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year, but I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too.
You're still in bed at 10 and work began at 8. You burned your breakfast so far, things are going great. Your mother
I'd like to be me, someone to face the day with, make it through all the rest with, someone I can always laugh with, even at my worst, I'm best with you. Yeah. I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you, so be there for me too.
Shout out to Sharon Stockwell, clinical instructor at NCI Eastlake, who has been with the district for many years and is recognized year after year by our students. And it happens, it happens. Each day Sharon brings meaningful real-life situations to her students in a clinical setting.
Shout out to Kirk Dressel from Eastlake Middle School, who stepped up to help mentor a Success Academy student who had an interest in robotics.
Salute!
It is my honor to introduce Mr. Wade Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell is a retired attorney and now a mediator from Willoughby. He has been a leader in our community for many years. Upon graduating from South High in 1973, Wade attended the United States Coast Guard Academy, graduating with high honors. He served as commissioned officer in the United States Coast Guard for 10 years. While on active duty, Wade attended the George Washington University Law School at night and received his JD degree with high honors. Upon leaving the Coast Guard in 1987, Wade went to work for and ultimately became partner at Baker Hostetler, one of the largest law firms in the United States. As a litigation attorney, he has tried cases in state and federal courts across the country. He retired in 2015 and since has formed the Wade Mitchell Mediation, an alternative dispute resolution firm located right here in Willoughby. Wade has served as a member and president of the Willoughby Eastlake School Board, a trustee of the Fine Arts Association, a trustee of Lake Tran, and a chairman of the Lost Nation Airport Commission. In 2010, he chaired the Fiscal Review Committee appointed by the mayor to review the operations of the city of Willoughby. And in 2011, he was named the Willoughby Rotary Club Citizen of the Year. He's also the guitar player and lead singer of the band Plaid Sabbath, performing traditional and not so traditional Scottish and Celtic music. Wade is married to Carol, a retired Willoughby Eastlake teacher. They have 3 daughters, Sarah, Emily, and Kathy, all graduates of South High. Excuse me, it's Katie. And 2 grandsons. He and Carol live in Willoughby and remain involved in the community. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wade Mitchell.
Good morning. Y'all awake yet? When I came in here this morning and I saw everybody kind of shuffling in, I was reminded of a time in Algebra 2 Trig class here at South. One of my classmates, Tom, fell asleep. And the teacher, we'll call him Mr. M because we don't want to bring up any names that way, walked over and very loudly said, "Tom, you cannot sleep in my class." And Tom opened one eye and looked up and said, "I could if you weren't so loud." Now, I'm not going to be loud this morning. I know this is being married to a retired teacher from the district here, that this is not your favorite morning. I understand that. But still, you're here because you're dedicated to helping students learn. Now, I was asked to stand up here and talk about a teacher who really inspired me. What I can't do is I can't stand up here and tell you there was any one teacher who suddenly I said, boy, that's what I want to do. And I can't stand up here and tell you that in anybody's class, I suddenly had an epiphany, or I stood up and shouted, Eureka, understanding the music of the spheres. I can't do that, but that doesn't mean that I really didn't have a lot of fantastic teachers. I came to realize how good my teachers were later on in life, as an adult in my professional career. I want to talk about the lessons from two teachers in particular that have come back to me repeatedly throughout my professional life. Many of you may know Ken Fink. He taught here for, I don't know, probably 35 years here at South High. Most of the time he taught English, but I actually had him for 4 years of Latin. They still taught Latin here at that time. And what he taught us over and over again was to love and how to use language. He taught us not just to look at the words, but to look at how they were organized. He taught us rhetorical patterns to add emphasis to our language. He taught us how to create drama through language. And I'll tell you that I thought of Mr. Fink time and time again when I was sitting writing a brief in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, or when I was preparing an opening or closing argument to give to a jury. That love of language, those lessons stuck and they served me well. The second teacher I want to talk about taught American history in 8th grade at Willoughby Junior High. Al Gasper. There probably aren't too many people around that still remember Mr. Gasper. But he taught us to look at history not just as dates and facts and timelines. He taught us to look at history through the eyes of the people affected by the events. For instance, we can all read about the Battle of Bunker Hill. But what Mr. Gasper taught us was to look at the battle through the eyes of the men who stood there facing the might of the British Army, wondering, am I really defending my rights as a British citizen? Or am I actually committing high treason? He taught us to look at it through the eyes of the women who sat and waited to find out if their husbands were alive or dead or wounded, or if they were coming home or if they had been captured and were going to be hanged for treason. That lesson's one that I used in presenting cases to juries because a lawsuit is not about facts, it's not about witness testimony, it's not about the documents or the contract. It's about how the case and how it's presented affects the people in the jury box emotionally and how they process it through the filter of their own lives. So taking the lesson that Mr. Gasper taught us, I've been able to apply that daily in my work preparing my cases and talking to juries around the country. So 2 teachers, 2 lessons that I used professionally almost daily. And there were countless others too, each of whom gave me something to draw on in my day-to-day and professional life. They weren't lessons that socked me in the jaw. They weren't epiphanies. I didn't ever want to scream Eureka. But they were things that came back to me over time. So moving into a new school year, know what you're doing is making a difference. You may not have epiphanies in your class. Nobody may stand up and yell Eureka. But what you say may well come back to one of your students. Maybe not tomorrow, but 10, 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50 years from now, they'll think of that and they'll say, wow. So, good luck to you. Good luck in the school year. And remember that you really do make a difference. And sometime down the line, one of your students is going to say, wow. Now, I have the privilege of presenting today the award for the 212 champion. The 212 champion is someone in the district who has consistently gone above and beyond the call of duty and given that extra degree of effort. Our recipient for this year is described by her principal as a thorough, kind, hardworking, dedicated, valuable staff member, always willing to do what's best for the kids. This person goes the extra mile to help any student. This person is pulled in many directions, yet is always able to give maximum effort at all times. This staff member always is able to find the positive in each situation. She arrives early and stays late to ensure the success of her students. It would be difficult to describe this person's job as it goes way beyond what's in her job description. This staff member always has a smile on her face and has that unique ability to put a smile on everyone else's face, no matter what the situation. She is truly a kids-first staff member who extends herself every day. This is most evident by some of the comments from her own students who said, "We worked with this person when we were doing a big economics project. She helped us out a lot more than we needed and even insisted on contributing her own personal money. We made her a t-shirt that represented our company, and when we went to deliver it to her, we found her helping other students. We pulled the t-shirt out from behind our backs. Her face lit up with the biggest smile you could ever see to where there were tears in her eyes. She gave us each a big hug and a big thank you. Please join me in congratulating this year's 212 Award winner, Ms. Carrie Glazier."
Oh my, thank you all so very much. I can't believe this. I'm so glad I got to share this with my mom, and my sister is here from Royal View, so this is very special. I have to thank first Kristen Tressler and all my friends at preschool, who when I first came here showed me how to do this job well. And most importantly, to everybody at Laker Nation, it is truly a team. And that starts from the administration, Mike, Casey, Matt. Thank you so much. It was my first year there last year, and from day one, I felt very valued. To Shar and Carly, and to Jeff and Stacy for simply being the best people ever to work with. And to Jen and Amy for last year just helping me so much. And I look very forward to seeing what's going to happen this year at Eastlake Middle. Thank you.
Like a fool, I went and stayed too long. Now I'm back, I wonder if your love's still strong. Oh, baby, I said, here I am. I said, I'll sign, sail, delivered, I'm yours. Oh, yeah. Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back, and not ashamed to cry. Oh, baby, I said, here I am. I said, I'll sign, sail, delivered, I'm yours. That's why I'm my one and only desire. Oh, baby, here I am. I said, I signed the living. Here I am, baby. I said, I signed the living. I'm yours. Oh, yeah. Here I am, baby. I said, I signed the living. I'm yours. Here I am, baby. Oh, yeah. I can be a broken man. Oh, yeah, I am, baby. I signed the living. I'm yours. Here I am, baby. I said, signed the living. I'm yours. I'm signed, I'm signed, I'm signed. I said, here I am, baby. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Signed. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, Give it up for the band, y'all.
Shout out to Jamie LaForce, who assumed principal secretary responsibilities at Willoughby Middle School in mid-April. Undoubtedly the busiest time of the school year, Mrs. LaForce assumed all responsibilities and exceeded performance expectations. She's a total team player and faces every challenge with a smile and a can-do attitude.
Shout out to Paula Clark from North High. Who was named as an Ohio Council of Teachers of Mathematics Outstanding Teacher. Salute!
Ted Willington is a fire chief of Eastlake Fire Department with 22 years of experience in the fire service. Ted began his firefighting career with the Willoughby Hills Fire Department in 1994 as a part-time firefighter and served in that position until 2001. His career continued with the Maple Heights Fire Department as a full-time firefighter and paramedic from 1997 to 1998. He then achieved his professional dream and became a member of the Eastlake Fire Department in 1998. Ted has been promoted to fire lieutenant in 2003, to battalion chief in 2007, and finally, in 2008, Ted became the only fourth fire chief of the Eastlake Fire Department. Ted is a 1986 graduate of North High School. He then attended Lake Erie College and graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration in 1992. In 2007, Ted graduated from the Ohio Fire Executive Officer Program. Ted became an adjunct fire science instructor for Lakeland Community College in 2000, teaching courses in hazardous materials and building construction. Additionally, Ted became a paramedic and EMT instructor and served as such with the Lakeland Community College from 2009 to 2014 and Cuyahoga Community College from 2001 to 2011. Ted has been happily married to his wife, Wendy, for 19 years. He has two daughters, Taylor, who's 16, and Emily, who's 15, and a yellow lab, Murphy. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Ted Whittington.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, on behalf of all the parents in Lake County, thanks for taking our kids back. I was a little concerned when I came over here to South, so I just want all the rebels to know in the stands that I have my safety beacon on, and if I don't report into the North grads, they're going to send a posse out to check in on me. So it's definitely an honor and a privilege to be here. I'd like to take one second of my time to congratulate Gail one more time. She's been there my whole career. So anytime I've had to work with her, she's been great. You guys know that. So I just wanted to say
Mr. Gale. Like I mentioned, my name is Ted Whittington, but I've also been called several other things. And I know this is a G-rated movie, so I'm not going to say too much, but I've also been known as a Roosevelt Mustang, a Willowick Lancer, and finally a North Ranger. I actually began my career in my experience in Willoughby East Lake Schools, and I actually found my yearbook from first grade. It's a little ratted, but you know, the fortunate thing that I had going into Willoughby East Lake Schools is that I actually knew my passion when I went to school, and I know that's not everybody's story. My dad chased the first fire truck when I was 3, and I was hooked. I knew that's what I wanted to do. And so with Roy and Johnny being on TV in emergency, and I know not everybody understands that, remembers that, they continue to get me pumped up about the career. You know, the interesting thing, though, is when you start school, you know, it's something we have to do. What I didn't realize about my passion, that it needed to be refined and it needed to be nurtured. And that's where you guys come in. My teachers, and I say my teachers, but I also include you in that. My champions when I went through school, they nurtured me and they refined me so that I could pursue something I had a lot of passion for, and I still do. So on behalf of them and you, I want to make sure I thank you for that, because if it wasn't for that experience, I most certainly wouldn't be here. So thank you very much. You guys do make a difference, and I think that as teachers, the longer you do that, I hope that you understand that. But when we were preparing for this, I thought of a couple of teachers that came to my mind. Let me make sure I got my glasses here. Mrs. Hinkle was my first grade teacher. And what Mrs. Hinkle taught us, she started talking about and showing us the need to respect others. She had converted a washing machine box into a doghouse, and everybody wanted to be in there. So we all wanted to rush in. And with lots of patience, she began the process, the tireless process of showing us the need to respect others. Miss Davis, and I reiterate the word Miss Davis, she was my second grade teacher. She began to show us the importance of study habits, time management, even at that young age. She had a bigger task because we had her in the 3rd grade, and over that period of the summer, she got married, and we had to get used to calling her Mrs. Robinson instead of Miss Davis, and I know that was a struggle for her a little bit. Also, Miss Hagstrand. I know Rena's here from the school board. Miss Hagstrand taught us self-respect, and she worked very hard at that. And it included something as simple as the fact that we would never use the word yeah in her class or yeah in her class. It was always yes. And if we didn't use the word yes, we were caught on the carpet for that. To my junior high teachers, they had to deal with the hormonal Ted Whittington, which I'm sure was fun. The confusion of the new freedom we had in middle school and this need to be social and be with friends. Again, I thank them for actually getting me through that. And then ultimately to the high school teachers that had the Ted Whittington that knew everything. I didn't need to be told anything. I needed to be learning. I was the well-experienced. And as a father of 2 high school daughters, I want to say to each of my high school teachers, I am sorry. You know, your efforts truly make a difference in our communities. I work with a lot of important people that make me better. All of them serve our public. And I just want to mention a couple of people that I work with daily that were products of this environment. We all got to hear Mayor Anderson speak this morning, who was the South High graduate. My boss, Dennis Morley, is a North High grad. Chief Bob Posapenka, yeah. Chief Bob Posapenka from Willowick Fire Department, North High grad. Recently retired fire chief from Willoughby, Al Zwiegott, South High graduate. Current assistant fire chief for Willoughby, South High graduate. Chief Tony Hutton, who was the Kirtland fire chief, was a North High grad. And I'd be remiss if I didn't give a special shout out to the class of '86 from North High School. If you go down Lakeshore Boulevard, we represent it well. Chief Chris Haddock from Euclid is one of my colleagues, class of '86. Mayor Regovich, who is the mayor of Willowick, class of '86, and then obviously me in the city of Eastlake. So obviously I hope that as we talk up here, that I get to show you the proof of your efforts. So again, I just want to say thank you very much for that. So you can only imagine how important in my line of work customer service is. It's probably one of the highest priority of any public administrator. I think that as each of you that work in the district, you understand the importance of customer service. So customer service champion is someone who puts our customers before themselves and does it with a smile. And sometimes that can be somewhat tedious. So I'd like to go through the nominees' high points for the customer service champion. If you were to Google the term customer service, this person's and employee's name would light up your computer screen. This person is kind, courteous, compassionate, respectful, and professional. She exceeds these types of values beyond the residents and the parents that she deals with, and she deals with her peers and colleagues in the same manner. It really is not unusual for her supervisor to get a phone call or an email from a happy customer. Parents and residents who deal with this woman feel listened to and satisfied when they leave and are compelled to call somebody and let them know that. Even in situations when a customer has made some concessions and maybe not got what they wanted, they are still willing to take the time out to let the supervisor know that they were treated fairly. When it comes to her colleagues and her department peers, she extends the same courtesy. She prides herself on being a team player and is always willing to assist and support other members in her department. She is a well-rounded employee who seeks to understand all of the tasks that are needed to be completed in her department and makes herself available to assist other team members. This courtesy extends beyond lending a helping hand, and she's always gracious. It is not unusual for her to bring a gift to a colleague, bake a cake, buy a lunch, or have lunch brought into the office. She has an uncanny ability to remember specific details about people's families and often ask about them. She is quick with a laugh, and she's able to see the bright side of things, even when it may be hard to find the slightest sliver of brightness. She's consistently reminding us how fortunate we are to be where we have the gifts that we have. The employee understands that we are public servants and that we work for our residents. She goes out of her way to accommodate them in any way that she can. She always completes their requests and provides them with additional information they may find useful in their endeavors. The Pupil Service Department will be lost without this year's Customer Service Award winner, Sandy Myers.
I just want to thank everybody. I don't even know what to say. I love working for Willoughby Eastlake. I'm thankful my mom made me do typing in high school because now I have a great job. But I appreciate all you. You make my job easier. And thank you to the supervisors, Eileen Bowers. You make my job easier. But thank you so much.
is a bartender. He works at Mr. Cacciatore's down in Sullivan Street, across from the medical center. And he's trading in his Chevy for a Cadillac, like you ought to know by now. If he can't drive with a broken back, at least he can polish the fenders. And it seems such a waste of time, if that's what it's all about. Mama, if that's moving up, then I'm moving out. I'm moving out. Oh, oh, You should never argue with the crazy mama. You ought to know by now. You can pay up to that with the overtime. Is that all you get for your money? And if that's what you had in mind, then that's what it's all about. Good luck moving up, 'cause I'm moving out. I'm moving out. Oh, Thank you.
Shout out to Michael Clemens from Longfellow Elementary for his inspirational pursuit of his goal to introduce Orff Schulwerk teaching and learning to his classroom. He wrote and was awarded multiple grants, including one to help support Orff training for his co-teacher Joel Tyrell. He also often tutors band students during his lunch and planning periods.
Shout out to Deneen Bauer from South High School. She helps create a model for a school store and a potential coffee shop, which will be rolled out this upcoming year. A great incorporation of project-based learning. She also turns up the temperature to 212 in regards to student council. She develops leaders with empowerment.
Will Burge is a radio and television on-air personality, as well as a marketing consultant and event promoter. Will can currently be heard on News Radio WTAM 1100 and seen on Fox Sports Ohio. Over the past decade, Will has worked his way up from an intern to where he is today. Starting at ESPN Radio, Will hosted the wildly popular evening show 3 Deep and broke dozens of stories on the Browns, Cavs, and Indians. For 3 years, Will was also the featured Browns columnist for Bleacher Report, the second most visited sports site in the world. After ESPN, Will wanted to broaden his horizons and talk about important issues, so he accepted a position at WTAM. Since joining the iHeart radio station, he has become very active in politics and charity at both the local and national levels. Will occasionally writes columns for Cleveland Scene magazine and organizes a monthly political event called Politics and Pints. Despite widening his focus, Will is still one of the most respected names in Cleveland sports media. You can hear him before and after Indian, Cavs, and Browns games. Will is no stranger to a microphone and a crowd, as he has been the MC of the last 4 Red Bull Rain basketball tournaments, the in-arena host for the MAC basketball tournament, and performed stand-up comedy all across the country. He even won Best of the Fest honors at the New Orleans Comedy and Arts Festival in 2014. Basically, he never shuts up. Ladies and gentlemen, Will Burge.
I had to Snapchat this because nobody's going to believe it. I mean, I don't belong up here. Look at these people who are before me. This is awesome because it's like a total role reversal. Now the teachers get to ignore me while I talk. I see some of my teachers are here. Good. That's awesome. You know what's really hilarious about this? These kids are going to get to this school, and you're going to yell at them for all the things you did this morning. You were late coming in here, half of you have been on your phones, and nobody sat in the front row. Nobody. I'm just telling the truth. I did not prepare anything. I didn't do any research for this. I figured I would continue the tradition of my Eastlake North High School career. That's the truth. No, when I got asked to do this, I was, first of all, extremely surprised, honored. This is really cool to be here. And they told me to talk, obviously, about how Willoughby Eastlake school system affected me, how helped me become who I am. And I sat there for a while and really thought about my time at North and my time at Eastlake Middle, my time at Thomas Jefferson. And there you go. There was one thing that stood out to me, and was that, in that time at those schools, I started out as a Zenith kid, was in honors classes, but I got terrible grades, terrible. I graduated with like a 1.9 something GPA. It was awful. I try to forget it, but my mom reminds me all the time. And I did not care about school. When I got to high school, it just didn't matter to me anymore. I didn't show up a lot. I was never in an assembly. I'd be at McDonald's right now. I wouldn't be here, I could tell you that much. But there was one thing that really stood out to me, is that I didn't go to school a lot, and at the end of my senior year I was in a speech class, and I was trying to remember the teacher's name, and I'm sure somebody will remind me at some point, but I couldn't remember her name. But she made us write speeches about our time at North, and I wrote this speech about how if I could do it all over again, I would have showed up to school more often, and I would have spent that time with my friends, because I really enjoyed that time. But when I was going through it, it didn't really matter to me as much. And I turned in the speech, and I probably wrote it 15 minutes before I went into the classroom, because that's how I did all my work. And she loved it. And she sat me down and she said, "I'd really like for you to consider saying this speech at graduation, if you would." And I said, "No, I don't want anything to do with that. I appreciate it, that's great, but I'm not doing that." And years later, literally never thought about it at the time, but years later, as I was trying to figure out what I was going to do in life, that came back to me. And I realized I had already figured out what I wanted to do. I loved to write. I didn't know it yet. And I loved to speak in front of crowds, and I didn't know it yet. And she tried to push me to be who I was supposed to be. And at the time, I didn't care at all. And I didn't realize it. And that's kind of what I want to tell you guys, is there are so many of the unreachable kids out there, and I was one of them, that they're not going to pay attention. They're going to show up late. They're not going to be at class. But they're going to take something away from what you give to them in that classroom. And they might not know it then, they might not care, and you might want to strangle them every day that they walk into that classroom when they do show up. But they remember those things. And honestly, I don't know if it wasn't for that moment, if I wouldn't have been able to do all the things that I've done to this point, which I don't deserve any of them, but it's been a crazy road the last 10 years of my life. So as a guy who has a 7-year-old son at Edison Elementary right now, I want to say thank you right now to all of you for what you're going to do this year, for all those kids and my kid as well. So a round of applause for all of you. Now I'm here today to award the Difference Maker Champion, someone who has had a huge positive impact on student achievement. A student is unengaged in school, fails all of his classes, misses 86 days of school. Another student has a passion for working on cars, but is only in 7th grade. A bright, articulate student lives in a home situation that's nothing short of chaos. School is not her priority. These are just 3 of the students this educator impacted. So many more stories could be shared. The boy who failed all his classes and missed 86 days of school became an honor roll student and missed 3 days of school this past year. The student who loves cars, this educator found a way to allow this student to work on a car in the classroom, an actual car. The bright girl I mentioned previously, this award winner helped this student find a job, get into an educational program, provided her with clothes and often acted as the only semblance of a parent she had. This educator struggles sometimes because she invests herself so deeply in the students in her charge that sometimes the burden can be heavy. We know that so many staff members pour their hearts and souls into their students' lives. While this can be self-gratifying, it can also be an emotional drain. Many have witnessed this award winner continue to sacrifice her efforts, her time, her energy, and her passion into the lives of her students. Please join me in congratulating this year's biggest Difference Maker Champion Award winner, Deanna Elsing.
The best part of this is I can't see any one of you. You can't see anything. This is a really exciting time to be in the Willoughby Eastlake School District for like 4 reasons. The first one is, if you haven't seen it already, the NCI Eastlake and NCI Willoughby campuses are just amazing. And I think right now we owe a round of applause to Steve Nedlick. The second reason that Willoughby Eastlake is the place to be, we're kind of the people that were up here before. We have a hell of a family. We have a great family here. Our North High family, whether you're still there or not, is still your North High family. These people in the blue to my left, which I learned today is stage left, I picked up the phone a lot last year. I called them a lot last year when I made mistakes, and every one of them called me back. They never picked up the phone the first time I called, but they always called me back. And another real reason that it's just an exciting time at Willoughby Eastlake are for the people that are here on stage right. We have some amazing students in the Willoughby Eastlake School District that are living with things that I did not have to live with Ken and Barbie as my mom and dad. And yet they come to school every day. And why do they come to school? Because of each of you. Thank you.
I hear it calling outside my window. I feel it in my soul. So the stars are burning so. The stars are out till midnight. I see we lose This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. Everything's looking up, everybody up now. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life.
Good morning. How is everybody? You can't see anybody up here, can you? Hi, my name's Chris Smith. I'm a partner with Then Design Architecture, TDA, and we're just so incredibly honored and privileged to be here today for your opening day. We're here to show you the designs for your new schools, and I think everybody here would like to see that, yes? Go. I'd like to start first just by saying a thank you to the Willoughby Eastlake School Board, the administration, Steve, Bill, Chuck, everybody in administration, and all of you, the staff, for giving us this incredible responsibility. You know, it's an honor and a responsibility to do what we do, design schools that we feel so passionately about in our own communities. So thank you very much. You know, I was listening to the speakers, I started kind of thinking about what to say up here this morning. About 5 years ago, we read a book. Actually, it's a lie. We saw a YouTube video, then read the book. And it was called it's not about what you do, it's why you do it, which is really finding your passion in life and pursuing it, and you'll be successful. I feel that's what we do. It's obvious what all of you do. I don't know if you could do what you do every single day without having a passion for what you do, so thank you. But the even bigger responsibility is to find that passion in each one of the children and teenagers that you teach and inspire every day, and I guess championing that effort. That is tough to say, Eric, championing that effort. So without further ado, I'd like to show you the designs for your new schools. So we're designing a brand new Longfellow Elementary, a brand new North High School, and a brand new South High School. So we've been busy over the past, 10 months or so, and today we're going to show you what that looks like. So we're going to begin with Longfellow Elementary. Where are my Longfellow people? Great. Before we show you what the new one is, we're going to show you a short video of kind of a tribute to say goodbye.
There's a sad sort of clanging from the clock in the hall, and the bells in the steeple too. And up in the nursery an absurd little bird is popping out to say cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Regretfully they tell us, but firmly they compel us to say goodbye to you. So long, farewell, I'll be to say goodnight. I hate to go and leave this pretty sight. So long, farewell, I'll be to say adieu. Adieu, adieu, to you and you and you. So long, farewell, oh, what I'll be to say. I'd like to stay and taste my first champagne.
Yes, as you can see, it is raining inside of the Longfellow Gym when it's raining outside.
I'll be to say goodbye. I leave and heave a sigh and say goodbye, goodbye.
Okay, you ready to see what the new one looks like? Great. Here it is. Right now we're doing a fly around the outside of the building. This is as it would look on Shanklin. This is the academic wing. Coming around, this is the back of the building. There's the new gymnasium. And the one-story portion is the kindergarten, first grade wing. Now we're back along Shanklin, and we're going to kind of zoom in, and we're going to take a look through the building. Here's the cafeteria. Now we're going to sneak on back to, we're calling it a learning community over in the kindergarten and first grade wing. There's what one of the learning communities are going to look like. This is outside of the classroom. The carpet's really not going to move like that. That was our deal. As we head upstairs, this is the 4th and 5th grade learning community. They're set up a little differently than the younger kids. Idea of what a classroom could look like. Like the media center, the media hub. This is that central lobby, that media hub space. We're headed back outside. I'll show you one last time what the outside of the building looks like. That's the new Longfellow Elementary School. Okay, where are our North High School people? Good. You ready to see what the new North High School is going to look like? First, we have to say goodbye to the old North.
Spend all your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. Need some distraction. Oh, beautiful release. Memories seep from my veins. Let me be empty. Oh, and weightless, then maybe I'll find some peace tonight. In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark old hotel room and the endlessness to fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort so tired of this.
Okay, we ready to see what the new one's going to look like? Let's go. Go ahead. Do the same thing, go around the exterior of the building first. This is an exterior courtyard in between the two academic wings with a second-story bridge connecting them.
Yeah.
We designed two different academic wings. One is a STEM concentrated wing, the other one is a humanities concentrated wing. This is kind of flying over the existing stadium. This part to the right is going to be the new Performing Arts Center at North High School. You can kind of see the main entry, and this is going to be put back behind the existing North High School. So this is the entry drive, kind of a formal drive that takes you up to the school. It's new exterior. So as you come in the front door, you're going to walk into the new student union. It's modeled much around the way a collegiate student union would be. It's where after-school activities could happen. This is also the cafeteria. It's where things throughout the day can happen. This is actually the serving line. We're branding it the Union Grill. This is the media hub, which goes into the STEM wing, which we're going into now, and then also humanities wing on the other side. So the STEM wing is where science, technology, engineering, and math disciplines will be focused. It's specifically a 2-story space, so you can do 2-floor gravity experiments and so on in the space. We're also going to expose the building systems in this area so you can actually see how the building works. So you'll see technology servers, you'll see mechanical systems that you can expose ductwork overhead. This is, you're on the bridge going over the humanities hub, and you've got little kiosks that you can focus in on and places for students to be. The humanities wing, the aesthetics here will be very much like a library, very much like a humanities focused, social science, languages. We've got a rendering of what that looks like. We're back in the Student Union, heading over to the Performing Arts Center. Just outside of that is the new gymnasium. And we'll go back outside so you can see what the outside of the building looks like again. And that's North High School. It's truly hard to believe this is happening in our community, isn't it? It's an exciting time to be here, live here, and work here. Before we get to the new South High School, where are my South High School people? Here? Good. We are not going to say farewell to this building because we just put $20-some million into it, renovating it. It's going to become the new Willoughby Middle School. Therefore, we're going to say goodbye to Willoughby Middle School.
If
closing down Willoughby Middle School for some reason. This South High School project's a little unique in the other ones is we have external partners with this. The city of Willoughby is going to be building a senior center attached to our new high school. And the YMCA is going to be building a brand new YMCA attached to it. And with those amenities, the scale of building becomes larger. We have a group of people sitting over here from Blend Design Architecture that are working on this project, and they were very eager to be here today, and probably none more than Mike Herpy. Mike Herpy's a graduate, I don't know which year, sorry, from South High School. And while we're very collaborative in our design efforts in the office, he's the one championing that effort. So Mike, thank you, and here's Mike's design. To the right is the existing South High School. Everything in color is new. So you're looking at the Route 84 side. You're on Shankland right now, in a helicopter, of course. This is the new front entry to South High School. So the main entry will be off of Shankland. The main entry for the Y and the senior center will both be off of Ridge Road. So as you come in, you're going to walk into the Student Union, much the same as North. Designed and to be unique to South High School. You're actually looking at a great interior courtyard. And then you're looking back, you'll see a rendering here, of what that cafeteria space could look like, and that's going up to the new media center. Now we're up going into the humanities wing. We're doing the same kind of thing with the humanities wing and a STEM wing. That view will be looking north. The same kind of humanities space. We're going to go into the new varsity gymnasium at South High School. And then just on the other side of that wall is the new field house. Before full-size basketball courts with a jogging running track around the whole thing. And then the new 8-lane competition pool with seating and spectating from the second floor. From the Ridge Road side, we're now going into the entry to the new YMCA. You're not looking at the 8-lane competition pool, you're looking at the second pool that's a part of the YMCA, which is a little bit, we call it a warm water pool for therapy and aerobics and so on. These will be views to Ridge Road. And on the other side, views out to the stadium. We call them group exercise, but these are smaller studio spaces that can be opened up into a larger space for dance, aerobics, Zumba, that kind of thing. This is a nice little plaza between the senior center, the backside of the high school. The existing high school is the white in the distance, and then the YMCA, which is to the right. This is just a typical space in the senior center. Senior centers will have their own fitness room. Then we'll end it with another view of the new South High School. So we look forward to working with everybody the rest of this year. And getting together with each one of you to talk about the finer details with the design, and don't forget, and coming soon and all that kind of stuff. This actually is going to happen in our community, and we're looking to open the fall of 2019. So thank you all. Have a great year this year, and we'll look forward to seeing you later.
This song goes out to all of you because you are the champions.
I paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. And bad mistakes, I've made a few. I've got my share of sand kicked in my face, but I've come through. We are the champions, my friend, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world.
My curtain calls. You've given me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. I thank you all. But it's been no bed of roses, no pleasure cruise. I consider it a challenge, but for the whole human race, and I ain't gonna lose.
We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the
Are you ready? On your marks. Get set. Thank you very much for coming. Be a champion every day.